You can see out here behind me a beautiful horse property out here in North Idaho. We're going to take a look at some Buckley Steel Board fence and some other awesome stuff. So come along and let's take a look. So first thing here, you can see they've got the fence line in the driveway, and that is one thing I love about this fence is I think that it really makes a nice driveway lining for ranch entrances. When we were building this fence, we talked with the customer about whether we should do it down here or up there, and obviously we ended up doing it up there, and I think that's a lot better. For one thing, we get a lot of snow up here in North Idaho, and this gives a little bit more room because about the last thing you want is to be hitting your fence with a snowplow. These posts are set roughly 43 inches in the ground, or they have that ability, which is really helpful because then depending on the terrain, you've got enough room to pull them up a little bit if needed to keep the flow smooth. As you think about your fence installation and who you're going to hire to do the project, you want to make sure that they understand and have the ability to give your fence a smooth top line flow, even if the ground goes up and down a little bit, because if it perfectly follows the ground, it's probably going to look really bad. You can see how it goes along nice and flat, and then it's a gradual sweep up into the next angle. I just can't emphasize enough how important it is to have a proper fence installation for it to flow correctly. So right here, you'll take a look. This is the main entrance coming in here, and then it goes to the customer's driveway up that way, and then this goes to the neighbor's house, and they've got the fence lining both of these, and I just think it looks really sharp how it makes that V coming in here. So one of the awesome things about pretty much any of the ranch rail fences is that you can do curves very well with them. Wire fences require bracing to hold the wire tight, and you pretty well need to go straight between the bracing. And so that means if you're going to go along a driveway, you end up having corner, 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 corner. Versus a rail fence, you can curve it much more smoothly. So this fence comes in 3-rail or 4-rail, matte black or gloss white. You can actually do a 2-rail if you want, or even a 1-rail done by leaving rails out, and then they've got rubber grommets that can plug the holes. One of the things that makes this fence great is the fact that the post spacing is close to 10 feet. So versus 8-foot post spacing, that means a lot less posts, which means a lot less cost, because a lot of the cost is in the posts, both in material, but especially also in installation labor costs. Another thing that you can do if you're going around a tight corners, you can actually cut these rails down shorter, so you can do a 6 or an 8-foot spacing if needed to curve a tight corner. Okay, so right here, as you can see, the pasture fence comes up and makes a corner, and then there's what's called a T-post there, where the rails can come in it from 3 sides, and this awesome double drive gate here to block off this road entrance here. They don't use this driveway much, so they wanted this gate along here, and it really helps tie things in nicely. All right, so let's come down along here and take a look at this stretch. The ground is kind of sloping down here. Gates are only designed to be flat. I mean, you can tilt them just a tiny bit, but not very much. So what we did here is the fence kind of comes down and then it flattens out a little bit. You've got the gate, goes flat a little bit, and then it dives off. And that way it helps blend in the gate rather than it coming down and having a sharp angle where the gate is and then another sharp angle. I think this way looks a lot better to blend it in. Right here, as you can see, we're going through this ditch here. And so what you want to do in a situation like that is you want to pull your posts up a little bit farther, and that can help blend it in. So on the bumps, you push them down a little bit lower. In the dips, you pull them up a little bit farther, and that helps blend it in and keep it flowing smoothly. So we've got another T-post there. Fence dives off at an angle, goes straight along there, and then a little gradual corner, and then up to the barn. And then obviously this one here goes around and just makes that corner there, and then dead ends. It allows access to the barn. As you can see, there's a lawnmower in there. Say you want to put a tractor in there or whatever. It allows that access in from the side into the barn without having to go in and out of the pasture and opening a gate all the time. One of the cool features about Buckley are their gates. If you're on a horse driving through, you just ride up, pull that up, push it forward. Same deal, got these awesome gates. And it worked out right so that we could put a post on both sides and a rail through there. Didn't have to extend the rail or anything. Right here, we just attached the latch to the wood post, and that seemed to work well and save some cost over doing an extra steel post. The gates open a long ways around, which is helpful for certain situations. So right here, we've got some awesome stall fronts and dividers. These stall fronts come from Noble Panels and Gates out of Oregon. The yoke in the door, they've got this feed door right here, which just lifts up, swings out, swings in. The nice thing about it swinging out is then the horses aren't hitting their head on it when it's open. It's very beautiful, very durable. The steel is a very high quality galvanized steel. Good red fir tongue and groove. The dividers you can get in different configurations. The stall fronts, there's a variety of those you can get as well. One more thing right here. A couple more things actually. Right here, these are drinking post waterers. The horse pushes that down, they fill up with water, and then just like a frost free, they drain back down into the ground to keep them from freezing. Pretty cool system. And then right over here, we've got the Noble corner feeder. Also comes from the same company as makes the stalls. It's a very nice feeder, allows the horses to eat their hay down at about ground level, which is more of a natural grazing position, and they're made from a kind of a tough, durable plastic. Well, that's about it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed our show and tell walk around of this amazing horse property here in North Idaho, and we'll see you next time.